It's time for the Terry Riggs Show. Find out each week what's going on inside Forest Park Ranger football. Exclusively on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
And welcome to this week's Terry Riggs Show. And Terry, Coach, I'll tell you what, last week you took on South Spencer and at Rockport and at Rio. And why don't you recap that game for us?
Yeah, going into it, we knew the Olmsted kid is, pretty dang good. And he showed that to us last Friday, and, their quarterback was, pretty solid as well. He keeps his eyes downfield. He can run it. He can throw it. But, overall, they came out, they obviously score, get on top there, and right before half, they're up by 2 scores. We take it back to the house on kickoff return. So we closed the margin right before half, and it's a 1-score game. And we come out third quarter. We have a 9-minute drive to the clock, and now we're up by a couple points, and they get the ball back, a few minutes remaining in the third. They end up scoring. They force us to punt on the next series. We force them on 4th down on their very next possession. They go for, run a fake punt, and, essentially didn't seal the deal at that point, but we got to be able to respond. Two touchdowns in 7 or 8 minutes. Anything can happen. And, we could have responded a little bit better in that regard. But overall, I thought our kids fought hard and did a nice job battling back when needed up until that fourth quarter.
And, looking at the stats, I mean, I know people say stats are for losers, but stats, I mean, other than passing, you guys were pretty even on everything else.
Yeah, and, we found our way in the run game. We leaned heavily on our fullback and sparingly, ran our wings and whatnot. And then, of course, through the air. But, yeah, I thought our guys played pretty well. We have a lot to clean up and, get ready for North Posey.
And I know we were talking before we started the show about the PAC, and I'll tell you what, it's been fun to watch PAC this year. I mean, there's a lot of tough teams.
Yeah, and, you see a small school side, play the big schools, and, they're competing as well. We got a couple in the PAC who, cross over and, play some tough matchups against some bigger schools. We had one earlier on in the year, but, anytime you have PAC on your schedule, it's going to be a tough one. Doesn't matter who you are.
And other than Southbridge and Tecumseh at the top of the conference, I mean, everyone else is pretty well even.
Yeah, and that's a nice part, especially about Fridays. You never know what's going to happen. And, one thing for sure, that's going to be competitive, and, there's going to be, some blows going back and forth, and, it just depends on how your kids respond.
And we'll be back on the Terry Riggs Show after these messages from our sponsors. You're listening to Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild. He just won the game. Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild. He just won the game. Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Hello and welcome back to the Terry Riggs Show. We're joined by Forest Park defensive back coach, Pat Ferguson. Pat, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. How long have you been involved with Forest Park?
I'm going to say probably involved with helping with the program over there for roughly 10 years. Started helping with the youth program when we relocated to that area, and just kind of been jumped into the youth program to help out there, and then moved up a little bit here and there, and filling some areas that they needed help in. So.
And before we get started talking about the defensive backs that Forest Park has, I want to other question for you. What's Logan doing these days?
Logan's attending USI. He's majoring in biology right now and pre-med. He's hoping to take med track and hopefully get into the medical field at some space. I'm not real sure. Right now, I think he's thinking dermatology or something like that. But that things change, so who knows?
You're coaching the defensive backs. Why don't you tell us about who some of the defensive backs are now and who some we're going to hear in the future?
Yeah, so we across the board we're really pretty young on the defensive side of the ball in general, but more specifically the defensive backs. We have 2 juniors out there right now that have played previous seasons for us a little bit, and a little bit as freshmen, and then a little more last year as sophomores. We've got some guys back there that had a little bit of experience, but we have a couple guys that are relatively new at this level. So a lot of learning, a lot of things happening, and trying to figure things out. Just a different level of play for them. So we have a good group of young guys in there right now.
And this week, Forest Park, you'll be playing the North Posey Vikings, who sit 4-2 on the season and had a really good year. You'll be playing them at home. What can you tell us about North Posey?
North Posey's they're pretty strong. I mean, they're no different than years past. I mean, they do a good job every year. Strong team. They put together a good team. They've evolved over the last couple of years. Seem to throw the ball a little more this year and last year than we've seen in past years. They have some pretty strong quarterbacks. Last year, I think Bender Kid graduated, and they got a new boy in there this year. He's done a great job for them as well. He can run the ball as well as he can throw the ball. So, he's pretty strong. They've got several good receivers that he can sling the ball to. They're a good team coming in Friday night that hopefully we can prepare for and do a good job with. So.
And the one thing that I talked to Coach Riggs about is the PAC is a real meat grinder right now, and but it prepares you for sectional.
Absolutely, yeah. PAC is it's definitely tough. We've got some good ball teams down in this area, and each team has evolved over the years, and kids are getting stronger and bigger, and so you got to continue to evolve with them, and it definitely prepares you for sectional play and get you ready for that. So yeah, absolutely, PAC is pretty strong.
Well, Pat, good luck on the rest of the season.
Sure. Yeah, appreciate the call.
And you've been listening to the Terry Riggs Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brusworth Communications.
When you think sporting goods, think no further than All Star Sports in Ferdinand. Custom embroidery, screen printing, team uniforms, sports equipment, and sports apparel and shoes. We have it all. Give Brad a call today at 812-367-1618 or visit them in the Country Plaza Shopping Center in Ferdinand. All Star Sports is open Monday through Friday 10 to 7 and Saturday 9 to 4. All Star Sports, when you're thinking sporting goods.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
And welcome back to the Terry Riggs Show. And this week you get to take on the North Posey Vikings. They lost last week to Tecumseh 45-29, but I think a lot of people will probably lose to Tecumseh. Tecumseh's pretty good this year.
Yeah, and you look at them, their quarterback, they're back. They have a strong group of seniors, especially on the offensive line and defensive line linebackers play both ways. And Tecumseh is a very strong team. I thought North Posey had some counters to Tecumseh's offense and defense, and overall played a decent game with them.
And what can you tell us about North Posey this season?
Oh man, they're explosive. Their quarterback. He's a little patient in the pocket. When they do sling it, but, they ultimately want to run the ball. They run 18. Several different variations of buck sweep, if you will, and they want to get their dudes the ball. The Galvin kid is pretty good. The Graff kid is, obviously a very nice compliment to Galvin out of the slot. And defensively, I think their nose guard is pretty big, pretty good. Their linebackers take pretty good first steps, and their eyes are always where they need to be. So, it's going to be a good competition for our guys. North Posey, we've got to limit the big plays and keep that quarterback in the pocket.
Well, Coach, good luck this week against North Posey.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
You've listened to the Terry Riggs Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brusworth Communications. We'll see you next week.